Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. So, I know I've been gone for a while. I fractured my hip again, and that happened on Friday, so over the weekend I wasn't really feeling like making a video, and I've really been planning out this whole cinematic universe thing, and we got some good news. I've finished a couple more scripts, so a couple of movies are ready to be filmed. We just need to get dates and stuff like that. So, luckily, and then hopefully, with any luck, again, Star Kids will be up this weekend, with any luck. Now, on to the real topic of today's video. And so, it is Star Kids related, but this is going to be a behind the scenes of Star Kids. So, let's jump right into that. So, the first part is the script. That's obviously the first part of all my movies. I have to write the script so we can have, and then we can go film. For the script, I wrote it by myself, and there was one thing that I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure that it had a cliffhanger. I figured if I was able to get a cliffhanger, then it would bring a lot of people back for the next movie, which it did okay. I didn't get as many views as I was hoping to get, but I did get a decent amount, which was good. A lot of the things that happen in the script don't actually happen in the movie. There's Star Kids 4... Star Kids 9, there's a lot of things that get changed when we're filming, but I think for the most part, Star Kids 8 stuck to the script, so for future episodes, though, I will definitely show you and tell you some stories of things that could have happened in these movies. So then let's get into the actual filming part. So, for filming, this was over a 2-day shoot, and we were filming Star Kids 8 and 9 at the same time, and so we had a little schedule, so we were filming parts of each movie at different times and at the same times, or not at the same times. We were just going back and forth between the movies, filming what we needed to do. But for the most part, the first day was Star Kids 8 and the second day was Star Kids 9. We really, like a lot of this stuff, because obviously the scene, the standoff scene, that was for 8 and 9, it was filmed at the same time, just because it helps to keep the continuity. You're already there, and we don't have to then come back the next day. It would just be too much. There were a few locations, nothing like too crazy, but it was just like the courtyard of my house, the garage, which has the green screen, and there was one really cool scene. This is what I'm going to talk about. A lot of my movies have one really big scene that took a while to film, and for Star Kids 8, that was the interrogation scene, and the cool thing was I had the idea, I had the concept for it, where you have like this one light shining down on top of me, and he's walking and he's kind of in the dark, and you can't really see him, but you can definitely hear him. And so we actually had to rig up this light right here to the top of the garage, and it then dangled down like that, which it was very hard, I'm not gonna lie, to rig this whole thing up, but it looked awesome when I finished it, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's hard to explain the feeling when you have an idea or a concept for something that's so big and something that's, like really cool, and then you actually make it. For that, I remember, I think it almost fell, I think, one time, because I was really just securing it with a ton of duct tape, and I want to say the duct tape started to fall, and we had to like rush filming too, because we were like, oh shoot, this thing is gonna fall, and I don't want it to fall on me. That was fun. So now I'm gonna get into the editing portion, because I don't really have much more to say on the filming portion. So for editing, I think it probably took me a couple days to edit, and then obviously I always make the full movie before I make the trailer. And then I'm going to show you progressions. So these are just the multiple times that I rendered, and they're just going to be coming across the screen, and for all of the scenes I'll be showing you that. So basically, obviously what I start out with is I start out with the raw footage. I take that in and I put it into Premiere Pro. So then what I do is I put the scene together, and if there is any like external audio, because sometimes we were using a microphone that clipped on, and I had to go match up that, so I would download the audio, then go in and match that up, and then I would then cut the clip and then switch out the audios and stuff like that. And a little side note, the entire audio of the last scene of Star Kids 8, none of that audio is actually from when we were filming. The sound of the wind, that was added in post. Luke's voice, that was added in post. All of the stuff was added in post. The sound effects, obviously, that's added in post, like the blaster. So yeah, everything in that scene, all the audio, that was added in post. So just a little side note. So music is probably the last thing that I do, so I'll get to that later. But the audio is the characters' audio and what they're saying. That's the first thing that gets done. Then I cut it up and I put it all together and I put the scene together. That's the second part. Then I basically, it's this thing called nesting, and it basically just makes it into one clip instead of being a bunch of cut up little clips. And then once I do that, then I add in the color grading. And for Star Kids 8, I just used a free LUT, which is basically just like a preset, and you just drop it in and it makes it for you. So it worked really well and it looked really nice. So then I did that. Then I would add in letterboxing, and then I would add in the music at the end. And the music isn't always, like, I don't think for that one I really edited it that much, but for some of them I have to fine-tune it and, you know, make it dip in some areas and then rise in some areas, and it's a lot of work, but it's really fun to do. I think that's one of my favorite parts of editing. So yeah, then I render out the scene, and then I just put it into a folder, and I've got all the scenes ready, and then I just go in and I put them together, and then I add in the credits, and then it's done. And then I go and make the trailer. And usually with the trailer I start it with music, because that's the one thing you really want to start out with if you're making a trailer. Start with the music. You start with the music, you can really edit the trailer to the music, and it will be really good. So with that being said, that's kind of all I have to say. It's kind of all the behind the scenes I can give you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, which, again, with any luck, will be Star Kids. So, see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.